Re-election mode now in full swing at the White House. A direct attack on the Republican candidates there. Vice President Joe Biden going after each one by name. Listen.
I want to tell you what's real bankruptcy. The economic theories of Gingrich, Santorum, and Romney, they are bankrupt. If you give any one of these guys the keys to the White House, they will bankrupt the middle class again.
Tammy Bruce is here. She's a radio talk show host along with Jamu Green, former advisor to Hillary Clinton's 2008 presidential campaign. Both Fox News contributors. Good to see both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jamu. I'm going to start with you. So what do you make of the Vice President direct messaging the GOP candidates? Is this merely a re-election strategy, or is there more behind this?
Arthel, it's gentlemen and ladies, start your engines. The campaign has begun. And even though sometimes Vice President Biden can have a 10-gallon mouth, he, I think, is the best person to carry the president's message. No one knows the president's vision about helping Americans recover their economic security or helping to grow the middle class and really returning us to a place where hard work pays off and you don't just have the rich being able to protect their group and continue to take from those who are working hard. So I think Vice President Biden is that good messenger. And, you know, the Republicans have been campaigning all along in this kind of crock pot campaign, slow roast that we've been paying attention to in the media. But most of the American people haven't been paying as close attention. And now we're going to start to see that rev up.
Well, Tammy Bruce, if it's revving up, the vice president saying, hey, listen, we, the president and the vice president, they are concerned about the middle class and its success. And Tammy, he's saying that those GOP candidates, well, all they care about are the privileged. What do you think the American people will be hearing?
Well, you know, the issue is that still is the class warfare. And for the president in 2008, they seem to be wanting to rerun that campaign when all the American people had was a blank slate and they could project onto the candidate. Now, that worked, and I think Jamu would agree that maybe Hillary would have been the better one for the last 3.5 years. But at the same time now, Americans know what the Democrats have done, and it hasn't been good. Look, everyone's talking about contraception. Free contraception is not going to matter if your bedroom is the backseat of your car. So we Americans have a real personal daily experience with the result of this regime, and it's $5 gasoline. It's the fact that more, foreclosures are still happening, and so Obama and Biden don't have the benefit of people not having an idea of where they're coming from. The American people have experienced it, and it hasn't been good.
Jamu?
Well, I think you just have to look at where Vice President Biden was yesterday in Ohio talking to many of the Ohioans who benefited from the auto bailout that all of the Republican presidential candidates have said they would not have done and would have devastated that state. Yeah. I think as you look at the results of this administration, the middle-class workers who understand how President Obama came in, saved the economy, and now is continuing to grow the economy. 2 million jobs over the last 2 years.
Let me jump in there, Tammy. I'll give you the last word. But you know there's that 17-minute documentary that's coming out, The Road We've Traveled. The president in there is his successes are being touted, and they're basically saying, look, we've come a long way. We have a long way to go, but let's not forget in this day of instant messaging and instant everything, let's not forget of the successes that have been achieved. Tammy, you say what? Will this resonate? Final word to you.
Well, and no, it doesn't. I mean, this is not about movies and fantasy land. You know, this is about real people's lives. And now Americans have a daily experience of how the Democrats in general have failed. Now, the Republicans, it's going to be up to them to make sure that they're going to be able to tell people that they're not going to continue the liberal agenda, that a real conservative ideal is what's going to matter. And I think they're going to be able to do it.
Jamu, I lied. I'm going to give you the last word. 20 seconds, but I got to run. Go ahead.
Well, I think if you just look at the enthusiasm, where President Obama turned out more voters in the Ohio primary without any opponent on the ballot than any of the Republican candidates. In 2008, Bush did a 72-hour GOTV strategy. This campaign is doing a 500-day registration, persuasion, turnout campaign, and it's being met with results. The enthusiasm is on the side of Democrats. 1.3 million donors have contributed to this campaign.
I gotta go.
They're with
I said 20 seconds, so I've got to be fair. Tammy Bruce, say hello to everybody in L.A. for me. And Jamu Greens,
I will indeed.
My peeps in Austin, tell them I said hello. All righty.
Oh,
thanks,
how about
guys.
your buddy in New York, huh?